Hello, my loves, you beautiful beings. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Randy Morgan. This is where we just explore space. Sorry, I spat. We just explore space. And by that, I mean what comes up when we create enough space for our inner world to be heard and acknowledged and that's what we do here. We create a space where it's safe enough for all parts of us to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be loved. And so I just open up this space, tap in, and let whatever unfold. And today's unfolding is feeling like a check in, a collective check in, but also this is an individual check in. So if you are if you've been running the race and you've been navigating all kinds of busyness internally or externally, this is the perfect space to just put everything down for a moment and check in with yourself and let yourself explore where you are and maybe what you need that you might not know you need. And the reason that I'm bringing this into today's video is because this morning I was running the same patterns. I get up and I just start doing stuff. And I've really been becoming that witnesser and the observer, watching my humanness, and which is both really beautiful, but with the awareness I recognize, like, oh, some of these things are not good for me. And then I was like, well, how am I? Like, I'm kind of battling a little bit of a sore throat right now, and I'm sneezy and sniffly, but I'm like excited and I want to show up here and I want to do things, and I'm feeling motivated, yet there is parts within my body that is calling me for rest. And so maybe you're experiencing something similar, or maybe you're feeling a burnout, or or whatever it may be, whatever challenge you might be facing. If you resonate with this, I trust there will be something here for you. And maybe that might not be like identically, like we're not experiencing the same things, but maybe energetically. And as an example, to use energy, I have this energy that I've been navigating with life through life with. And I it's not working anymore. It's got to go. And so life has been showing me many ways in which it's time to release this, and where I'm still like where it still exercises itself in many different areas of my life, right? It's this energy of like force, and it's a very like masculinely driven, um like efforting and working and forcing and prying and pulling and pushing and all of these like very manual, um doing, and a lot of what life has been teaching me is how to become a human being and not a human doing. And it's hilarious because I feel like, we have access and have gained knowledge how to do everything. The internet can teach us how to do everything, but the one thing we forget to practice and learn is just being. And so that's why I show up here into this space, because it's quite literally the one space where I just let myself be. And that's so important. It's necessary. It's essential to create a space or develop space in our routine to practice just being, because we're constantly doing, whether it's scrolling or, we carry a management, I don't know where my phone is, a management software in our pocket, and it manages all incoming things, all outgoing things, you know, our entire systems function in our little black box that we carry around in our pocket. And then when we're bored, which often we don't get because we don't even allow ourselves to feel that level of emptiness, we scroll or we pick it up or we fill the space with something else. I do mine with online shopping because I'm not much of a scroller, but it's not much better. Um, Mostly window shopping, but it's the same thing. I'm just like scrolling of like my wish list. And yeah, so all of these little branches of exploration that I've opened up in this space is all connected to the one thing that I really want to talk about today. And within myself is just when we have all these distractions and we have all this going on and all these energies of doing and to-do lists and whatever else that may look like for you, it's important to just check in. Because when people ask, "How are you?" I say, "Good," even if I'm not good. And I felt kind of uncertain this morning when I asked myself, "How are you?" I was like, "Well, I have a sore throat, but I'm excited." I need to rest, but I need to go to work. Um, I'm tired, but I want to get things done. There's these very conflicting energies within me. And so, yeah, just a little check-in is what I'm getting to here. And so if you want to do this with me, feel free to participate. Um, yeah, we'll take a little deep breath. We'll do a very subtle, quick little meditative check-in and just feel into whatever is being offered from within and let that speak and let that move us, because often if we're moving in all kinds of directions, that some could be distraction and some could be really priority and you got to get them done, and some could be like, I'm just kind of procrastinating, and I mean, I don't really want to work, so I'm going to do this over here, you know what I mean? And so we have all these things, and basically the self check-in is to allow yourself to get quiet and move from a place of inspiration and inspired action, rather than moving from the effort of the to-do list that typically drains our energy. And I want to move us into a space where we are fueled by our movement and not necessarily exhausted by it. Does that make sense? So if you have a tea or a water, take a sip. Got my super duper smoothie. Mm. And inviting you to just get a little bit cozy where you are. If you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes and stay within the boundaries of wherever you are, you know? But just relaxing into this moment, allowing yourself to take a deep breath in through your nose. And a deep sigh out through your mouth. Let some noise fall out. A little wiggle. Mm. And just noticing if there's any tension in your body. Any discomfort. And wherever you may feel discomfort or tension, I want to invite you to breathe into that space Just like a deep healing breath into that dis-ease and releasing it with your exhale. And just by settling into this moment, we're allowing ourselves to listen just for a very quick moment, letting the dust settle to hear the body, to hear the heart. Excuse me. And just, if it feels good for you, put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in. Just check in. Take another deep breath. Release whatever noise or sound or growling, moaning wants to release itself. Mm. And I'll share briefly what's coming up for me, because perhaps it relates to what you might be navigating. But I see that there are many areas in which I rest unproductively. And don't get me wrong, rest is not supposed to be productive, but there are ways and I should take a step back for a minute, because the reason that's coming up is because I just witnessed how tired I am. Yet it's the beginning of my week. And I recognize how exhausted I feel internally and like in my heart. And I feel like many of you that this resonates with would also perhaps feel that way, because you're a tribe of individuals. You're part of this collective, I should say, that have been carrying a lot of weight and have been, doing reps in the gym of faith, you could say. And it's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of energy out of you. And so if you're resonating with this, what I'm doing is just gently holding space for this to exist in my heart, leaning into the collective exhaustion, letting it be there. Because so often, as subtle as a discomfort may be, such as exhaustion, for some reason, my natural being just wants to avoid it. Put on the TV or throw on a movie, you know, smoke weed and just rest. But I feel like in those moments, or scroll or online shop or whatever it is for you, that if you resonate with this, whatever that avoidance pattern may be, it's just to recognize that if it's exhaustion that we're avoiding, what we're truly running from is stillness, because we're so used to noise and chatter. And if we allow ourselves to get empty enough, and allow that discomfort to be there. It eventually transforms into peace. And this isn't about pushing anything away or not feeling a certain way or sitting in a meditative, peaceful place. No, it's radical acceptance. Radical acceptance for where we are in this moment. Ah, tired, sniffly, ah, uncomfortable, sick, uncertain, frustrated, or maybe none of these are there and you just feel peace, right? Beautiful moments for sacred pauses like this is how we check in with ourself. How are we today? Mm. And from that, how are we can receive what we also need. Mm. I need to move through this day with more gentleness and more ease. Hmm. I need to honor that my body is calling me to rest. But I also see where my mind is dreaming up new realities. And so I witness the space where both of those can exist, where I let my body rest and my mind dream. And it's just through these internal check-ins that we can really explore what it is that we need on deeper levels. We can tune into the wisdom of the body. We become more in touch with our intuition. And we slowly release any resistance to life in its many, many facets and shades of gray. Mm. I feel so grateful to be in this space with you. If you've made it to the end of the video, please drop a prayer hands emoji. That helps me to know that you made it to the end and this resonated with you. And it also helps other people that may need this get the video because the algorithm works that way. And so give it a like, subscribe if you're enjoying my content. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to leave it there. So whatever you need today, if it's ease, honor it. If it's stillness, accept it. And if it's the complete opposite, then also honor that as well. I trust you know what you need best. I love you all. Have a blessed rest of your day. Until next time. Bye for now.